So, I am coming back to you again from my hospital bed, still in the hospital. It has been over a month. Today is the 12th. I was admitted on the 6th, so that makes 35 days, I think. I'm not sure, 35 or 36 days. Now, if you add the 20 days that I was here before the just a week break that I spent at home, that makes 66 days in hospital. That's basically almost 2 months. It is 2 months in hospital. I am miserable. I am depressed. I want to go home. I miss my husband. I miss my dogs. I miss my own bed. I miss my couch. I miss my TV. I miss everything. I am tired of being in pain. Since I was admitted this time around, I have had 5 gastroscopies. I have had 2 surgeries. One surgery to place my port. I've had 1 surgery to place a J feeding tube. I did mention that my stomach has completely stopped working and I am on 24-hour drainage. So I needed some way to get nutrition in me. That's why I got the J tube. However, my current state of my small intestine is very horrible. I have very, very minimal peristalsis, and my doctor says it is going backwards. I am hardly absorbing any nutrients. I have TMI warning, but when I go to the bathroom, I do pass grease. I have grease in my stool, which means I'm not absorbing any fat at all. That's why he decided to put in the pod and start TPN. And the term is for me to be on long-term TPN plus trickle feeds through the J. So to preserve whatever little bowel function I still have, because we don't want my bowel to shut down completely. So yes, and as expected, my medical aid company has rejected to pay for my home TPN, and they've told me to apply for something called ex gratia benefit, which means they are paying you out of faith. They are not required to pay you. It is not part of the benefit. They are doing it as a favor to you as a client. Don't mind my IV, why I have an IV. I'm currently resting my port because I can't use my pod 24/7. It requires me to rest it for about a day or two. So when that's resting, I do need to get an IV because I currently have an infection and I am on antibiotics. So that silver bag over there, those are antibiotics. Oh, it was so scary when I got that infection. I just started trembling and shaking vigorously. I couldn't stop it. I was like, and it would last for hours. And um, there was nothing that could be done. The nurses couldn't help me. They were giving me extra blankets. I had 2 duvets on me. I had a heating pad cranked up all the way to the top, and I still couldn't get warm. It was so bizarre. I'd never experienced anything like it in my life. Um, yeah, man. So I thought I'd just make this short video to catch up. I want to make a hospital series, as you may say, as you may call it. Just sort of like document what I'm going through right now. I can tell you that I'm going through shit. I am in so much pain, and the pain management is barely helping. Um, about the surgery, right? I am gonna talk about the surgery. My surgery happened on the, when was it? Don't remember the exact date, but it happened in the afternoon around 4 o'clock ish. And before going into surgery, me and my doctor had a discussion, and we had an agreement that I did not want a catheter to be put into my jujunostomy, that I did not want a large tube. I had read up on the success of J surgeries and what to avoid and everything. And I was so upset when I woke up to find a Foley catheter on me. Um, Yeah, and also he was supposed to take out the GJ tube and put a Mickey button. He did not do that. What he did instead was to staple my GJ tube to my small intestine. Well, not staple, suture it with temporary stitches. And his reasoning for that was that um should the tube block, or should something go wrong with the tube, I can still continue to have access to my small intestine for the feeds. But because it's temporary, it will melt in about 3 months, and then we can take it out and replace it with a proper J tube. But what was upsetting is that that's not the plan we discussed. He never discussed that with me. That's just something he decided on his own. And that's not how I want to, that's not the relationship I want to have with my doctor. Um, so post recovery, I ended up being in the ICU unit for over a week. No, not over a week, exactly a week. I was there for 7 days. Initially, I was doing very well. I was breathing on my own. My stats were not too bad until I crashed. Um, I was doing physio, and this woman, was hitting me on my back, and then I started crashing. So I had to be put on oxygen, and my blood pressure never rose above the 70s over 30s. Um, my catheter malfunctioned. I got an infection from it. I only had my catheter in for 2 days, and I got an infection from it, and I was bleeding. It was so painful. I ended up, and they tried to put a new one. I refused. So I was using a bad pan, and that scratched my bum. So that, yeah, I have a bit of some scarring on my backside. um it was so painful, and for some reason my doctor refused to give me morphine. I was on tramal, recovering from major surgery, just on tramal. That was intense. That was really intense. um and then, yeah, so that wasn't very eventful, but what I am proud of is I was able to start walking pretty soon. I think I started mobilizing on day 4, and I was able to start walking and do the physio and all of that. And then I was discharged back into the general ward, where problems with my J tube started. It started leaking profusely, and the leakage stings so bad. Oh my god. I didn't think that the recovery from surgery would be so painful, because recovery from my J tube wasn't as bad, but holy mother, recovering from a J tube surgery is insane, because the bile that comes out of the stoma, it burns so bad, and it was leaking so much. I couldn't understand what was happening, until I decided to check um the balloon, how inflated the balloon was, and it was way below capacity. So I took it upon myself to fill the balloon to about zero point 0.5 of its maximum capacity, and that seemed to slow down the drainage, although I still get it, and it still stings as fuck. But I've been advised to use barrier cream on it. I'm using the barrier cream. I only started that today, so hopefully that helps. And then, because of my medical aid refusing to pay, they asked me to apply for that ex gratia. There were forms that I needed to fill, and then my doctor needed to fill, and then my dietitian needed to fill, and then my work needed to fill, for God knows what reason. I only submitted those on Monday. Today is a Wednesday, I believe. um I'm hoping to hear back from them soon, because my doctor will not discharge me until my medical aid has come back with a positive response, because I can't go home without nutrition. Obviously, that would be a death sentence. So I really don't know how much longer I'm going to be here. I am draining so much bile. In 24 hours, I can drain almost a liter of just green bile. And I do try to eat, but anything I eat just sits there in my stomach, even water, and then it just drains into my drainage bag. I'm still trying to find the best way to like walk around with the drainage bag. Right now they are giving me urostomy bags, the ones that you strap on your leg. Trying to find a way to disguise them, a better way to secure them so that they don't pull on my peg tube so much. Well, I guess it's not a peg tube, my GJ tube so much. But so far, I'm not really that successful. When it gets full, it starts to pull down my pants. Yeah. Oh, hold on. I want you to meet Snuggle Bear. Isn't she adorable? And do not be smart and tell me she's a unicorn. I'm fully aware she's a unicorn, but her name is Snuggle Bear. She is the best thing on this earth. She helps me so much emotionally when I just want my husband to hold me, but he's not here. I can just snuggle up to Snuggle Bear. He is so soft. He's like velvety soft. I don't know what he has in here. Well, why am I calling her she now? It's not a he. She is so soft. She's like velvety soft. I don't know what she has in her. I think maybe it's memory foam because she bounces back, and she smells so nice. I put perfume on her. She smells so nice. Um yeah, and then in terms of my infection, my counts have been coming down. They were pretty high. My doctor believes it's from my port. Um, because unfortunately some of the staff here aren't handling my port the right way. They're not following proper sterile procedure. But I am learning to handle my own port. I was actually able to access my own port for the first time. I was so proud. An ICU nurse came to help me and showed me how to do it, how to set up the sterile field, and how to access my port, and also how to de-access. I de-access myself and I access myself. So now I just need to learn how to set up my own TPN and hopefully be on my way home. Alright, guys, I will touch base with you at some other time. Bye bye. I love you all. Please like, share, subscribe. That does help me a lot. If you enjoyed the video, just like it, share it with your friends. Bye bye.